Introduce these players in the upper right, defeating Naniwa in a very impressive game, hurting them early on. Make some noise for Leenock. On the opposite side of the map, so determined, so driven, his style is so perfect. Give it up for Naniwa.
Okay, so, yeah, tasteless. Let's take a look at Leenock's base and count the drones. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I counted them. Now it's just a 7 pool, man.
You know what, though? This actually could beat Naniwa very well.
It might. He's scouting, though, very quickly here. Now, against a build like this, what Naniwa is going to have to do is make a forge immediately upon scouting it at his natural, and then a pylon in his main. He has to cannon in the main, and he's going to have to micro his probes very hard. Now, Leenock, we're going to have to see if he's going to bring drones or not. This is going to be just so difficult.
This is, the forge first here, and then making a pylon in the main. Same solution for StarCraft 1 if you're getting 4-pulled, and you put a pylon outside of your
so
base.
Naniwa sees it. He is going to his ramp down here. He needs to throw down that forge immediately. There's the forge. And he's going to need a pylon in the main as well.
And for those of you who are trying to learn StarCraft and you've ever lost to a rush like this, Naniwa is going to show you guys exactly how to hold it. And as you can see, here is the pylon inside the main.
Now, these very quick pool builds, Tasteless, they are pretty good. It doesn't have to kill Naniwa. It's definitely going to kill the pylon and the forge on the low ground, and probably a few probes. But other than that, Leenock can actually drone up behind this and turn it into a normal game.
Now, we saw Naniwa make pylons here before when he would do this build. I'm curious to see if he's going to do it again this time, and he is. All right, here come the Zerglings.
Now, the cannon is not done. It's almost halfway done right now. The Zerglings are going to come up. This is going to be an intense micro battle.
And nothing's been lost yet.
Lots of posturing here.
So careful in this moment.
And in fact, he's not even going to waste any of his Zerglings. He says, forget it. I'll just kill your buildings. But in the meantime, Naniwa is going to deny that natural base.
Now, this I haven't actually seen when trying to hold off as one of these 6 pools, and I actually really like this. Just getting that extra cannon over here, because then it also, Protoss is already in this weird position because their buildings have to be stuffed around themselves. But what he's doing now is he's taking the base you'd want to take and occupying it with his cannon.
Yes, and that's going to force him to put a base somewhere else. And he's going to go ahead and try to do that.
He might even make a pylon here.
Yeah, just delay it in any way he can. Naniwa can't expand. You can't expand either.
See? All right, this is getting interesting, guys. All over the map, they're trying to block each other off in different ways.
Now, see that gas? That is not in range of that cannon completely. He should be able to harass that with some Zerglings. We'll cancel that pylon, of course. There it goes, canceled.
Very nice. Once again, Naniwa is everywhere. Just, it's so funny to see how this game is escalating.
You know what's kind of interesting here is Naniwa actually got another forge. You don't normally see another forge right away with a recovery like this.
I think he needs to get another cannon elsewhere to cover his gases and stuff like that.
It may be. Well, I really feel like Leenock should be using his Zerglings a little bit more wisely. He has a few at the natural. Should be in there harassing the gases a little bit. Of course, now he's waited a long time. Naniwa does have a Zealot with another one on the way.
All right, he's got the Zealot out. He's got to be careful. The Zealot can get surrounded. And that's just one small blow to Naniwa. Too bad.
Well, we do have a Stalker being chrono boosted out. Leenock's expansion not quite up yet. And now he is going to go ahead and harass that gas. Not going to be as easy as it would have been before because there is a Zealot out. And when the Stalker gets out as well, it's going to be able to really push these away, and they aren't going to be able to do anything.
All right, I do like what he's doing here with the 3 gates. He may even get a 4th. He can actually move out and try to attack this expansion that's at the top center here. It's removed from the main base, so it's a little bit tougher for Zerg to get there.
Another very interesting thing. Oh, we have 7 roaches on the way, actually. That is something else. But don't forget that Naniwa does have a warp in location at the natural of Leenock right now.
Yeah. He can actually warp step in right over here.
So it looks like we are going to see a 3-gateway expand recovery from Naniwa. Now, of course, with a 3-gateway expand, you definitely can hold off Roach and Ling attacks. As long as you just continually make units, you'll have enough sentries and stalkers that if you micro correctly, you should be fine, which, of course, Naniwa, he always micros correctly.
All right, he's got some more Zerglings coming up here. He just wants to try to force a cancel. Doesn't look like it's going to work. Again, Naniwa's building placement is just so genius down here, even making a small little entrance here. So it's easier to engage Zerglings and or Roaches. Here come the Roaches, speaking of which.
Well, right now, you know, these Roaches are pretty quick. He's making 3 more Zealots. He does have 3 sentries, but only 3 force fields are between them all. And, these Roaches pretty deadly right now. If he can force a cancel, that's huge for Leenock.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a forced cancel here. Those sentries are not going to be good enough.
Taking a lot of damage is Naniwa right now. Oh, losing another sentry. And that Nexus is going to be canceled, no doubt about it. Leenock just playing beautifully.
Well, you know, I got to say, Leenock definitely picked the right strategy to throw up against Naniwa. Naniwa clearly showing that he always wants to do a quick expand. Now he's leaving nice.
Decides that, okay, you have enough gateways. You should be able to hold this off now. Naniwa is getting that +1 attack upgrade. And he is, in fact, also warping in at the natural.
I like it.
Yeah, but those Roaches are headed home, so those Zealots will be taken care of almost immediately.
But it's just a smart idea.
Yep.
Get over here, try to take out some drones, do some damage to your opponent's economy. Oh, man, he's not even going to get a single drone. Completely denied.
Not going to get a single Zergling either.
You know, he can even make Zealots here and try to go into the main, too.
Naniwa right now just making more and more sentries. His +1 is almost done. We're going to see how clever and how creative he is, because it's going to be so hard to come back from this.
Yeah, Leenock is in incredibly good shape. And now that he's reclaimed this location and destroyed the pylon and cannon that occupied it, Leenock's going to get even more ahead.
Well, 2 more gates coming up. That makes a total of 5 with the +1 upgrade. A pretty deadly army, but Leenock has a huge army coming up himself. Doesn't look like one that can really do too much damage to Naniwa, though. He's got a lot of sentries and even throwing up a cannon at its natural.
Right, the Roaches are coming out now. And this is pretty scary. He's going to go in and try to get the Nexus over here. I don't believe this is going to do too much damage. It looks as though we're going to have Naniwa hold this off. I got to say, Naniwa is really good at bouncing back. I mean, even in that last game that he lost, he was doing a great job.
Very true, Tasteless. Leenock, in the meantime, is taking his natural expand, getting up that additional base, has a decent amount of units out in the map, so doesn't have to worry about little pokes or prods. Naniwa can't do any of those, but Naniwa is going to choose a tech route pretty quickly here.
Yeah,
he's got the 5 gates, he's getting 2 more gas, and hey, it might be something as simple as a bunch of units and go.
Yeah. But I think that's exactly what it's going to be. We saw him do this against DRG as well when you know, he had a little bit of a difficult time. He was put in a bad position when DRG took the gold base. Pushing out with that Colossus, just that one Colossus, which was there to wipe out the Zerglings, he managed to move across the map and destroy the position that DRG had.
Well, we have a Robotics and a Twilight coming up for Naniwa. So it looks like he's going to want to probably get Blink and Observer, and maybe some Immortals in there as well. Of course, War Prism play, so popular nowadays in this matchup.
All right, so we have sentries and stalkers coming in here. Naniwa is still making probes. He hasn't got probes. I guess he actually wants to play a pretty standard game. Twilight Council's finished. Blink is on the way. Robotics facility finished. I would assume we're going to see a support bait pretty soon here.
Well, we have a Spire going up for Leenock in his main base, right there. It looks
right
like
there,
any
guys.
other bump, but believe me, it's a Spire. Also, a lot of Spine Crawlers He's getting ready for some defense. You know, when you go for Mutalisks, you definitely have to make some spines. If you have just Zerglings and Mutas, it can be pretty tough.
Yeah, I'll always get spine crawlers with Mutas. It's just the way to do it. That way your Mutas can be out on the map, and you'll always have something that's there to defend.
You know, with Blink on the way, 1/1 upgrades almost done as well. Naniwa's not in the most terrible position to deal with Mutas, but he is going for Colossus, which is something that, you know, you can make one, or maybe even two, but really what you need is Psystorm against a good Muta user, and 10 Mutas go into production.
There's only one cannon here, and it's not there intended for Mutas right now. It was there to stop those Zerglings early on. Oh, he sees a Spire, so he'll probably make cannons very soon.
Yep, and in fact, we'll see. I don't think he's even going to make a single Colossus. Naniwa probably should just tech up, but there you go. He is going to start that Colossus. Very good against the Lings, but he's got to be careful. If you try to go too robo-heavy, then you will just die to the Mutas.
Taking out these Zerglings here. He may stop making the Colossus after that the initial one pops out.
More cannons on the way. These Mutas trying to get something done. Blink him straight up and repels the first harassment.
And now we have a bunch of Zerglings here waiting. He wants to take this location. I love that Leenock does this kind of stuff. Just making one burrowed Zergling there makes it that much harder to get a Nexus up and running.
Leenock right now also taking a 4th base up in the top left. His economy is pretty out of control. 68 drones spread amongst 3 bases. He's got to be careful, though, with that group of units out there. Got to keep his stalkers nearby. Doesn't want those sentries to get targeted down.
All right, the Colossus is out there. The stalkers are not with this army. This is very risky.
Indeed it is.
Will you get a force cancel?
Oh,
he destroys it.
Ouch.
Minus 400 for Naniwa.
Right now those stalkers walking around still trying to figure out where they should be. Leenock at 181 supply, Naniwa at 130. Starting to get some more Colossi too. You know, that first one is just to deal with some Zerglings, but with the second one coming out, looks like he probably wants to max on just Stalkers and Colossus and see if he can kill Leenock.
Nice, again denying the Mutalisks from his base. Naniwa's going to have to defend. He's going to have to turtle for a little bit here, as Leenock is a little bit too big at this point in time. And, of course, Naniwa will ideally want to eventually come over here and take this gold base as well.
Leenock actually is upgrading a very interesting upgrade right now. He is getting the Ventral Sacks. He's getting drops and a Baneling Nest. Haven't been seeing Baneling drops in quite some time.
So now we have the Mutas going out over towards the expansion.
That is quite a pack of Mutas.
I think Leenock suddenly realized, wait a minute, that's only 5 Stalkers. I can kill that.
That's right. That was 24 Mutas to start. He's only lost 1 so far.
Whoa, the Colossus!
Oh, the Colossus is such an expensive unit, and it does live. Only 1 Muta died, and he killed off quite a bit there. Leenock, by the way, now maxed.
Zerglings, Roaches, and Mutalisks are controlling the map right now. We have a Naniwa who is in such a defensive posture. More and more drones here mining from the gold base. And I do like the drop in the Mutalisk play here. Look at this map. It's very, very wide. So having to defend your main and then your expansion at the far right or even the gold base, that's so hard to do.
Oh, tasteless. Oh, tasteless. That is a lot of banelings. You know, it's quite a nice strategy as you do max out with Zerg to make a lot of Banelings. They don't cost any more supply, but they're more powerful than Zerglings. Baneling speed just now starting. Yes,
all right, he's going to have some amazing force fields as well as a great. He's going to do a great job dodging the Baneling drops. This is going to be very tough. Stalkers coming in to reinforce.
Uh-oh. A very fearsome sight for any Protoss. Beautiful force fields there, keeping most of those to the side, but he's got to move. He cannot lose these Banelings, and oh my God, Naniwa, beautiful defense.
Oh my God.
A stunning defense from Naniwa, but the Banelings just keep coming. Another beautiful force field wall. The Colossi just shredding everything.
Naniwa just does not die if he has force fields.
Nope, doesn't die. But, you know, Baneling drops very good at getting rid of sentries. He has just 1 sentry left. Will he actually make some more sentries?
He's going for Templars right now.
Oh, he's going to go for Archons. Archons take what, like 430 banelings to kill, something like that. It's pretty crazy. And with that +2 attack, they are actually going to kill banelings so quickly.
Hatchery on the way in the center right. And, you know, he's going to try to get closer to getting maxed out. There's not much wiggle room on the map right now. In fact, this next attack up here may be the end of Naniwa, because without the force fields to control the position, it's very, very difficult.
Well, he certainly has quite a few Archons as well as 3 Colossi, so we will see the Mutas trying to target down those Archons, taking a lot of damage. The Stalker's coming up as well. Force field's not doing anything, and it looks like the Colossi will all go down, but the Mutas being targeted down by these Stalkers, and he's going to stay and fight. Leenock has decided this is the time to kill Naniwa.
This might be a little bit of a risky move here. He actually killed up a lot of Mutalisks there. Granted, he can remake that army pretty easily. I'm kind of surprised to see that trade situation over there. Oh, and excuse me, over here we have 2 Stalkers that have been damaging the drones here. Nice shift clicking there by Naniwa.
Well, you know, this is a very hard spot for Naniwa. The 4 base, now 5 base of Leenock is just giving him unlimited banelings and zerglings. He is just getting so many. While Naniwa keeps losing his high-tech units, he has no more Colossi, and he has just 1 Archon. He has no sentries. So this is becoming more and more of just a Stalker battle against Leenock's endless hordes.
All right, he is moving out now, and I don't know. I don't think he can actually hold his position. The banelings rolling in.
Uh-oh, those banelings just going around everything. The Archon being taken out, and the banelings killing those off. So many Mutas left over, and GG. The first best of 3 goes to Leenock, and we're now going into a best of 7.
Unbelievable.